Hey y'all, Matthew Sapp here with a little how-to video from Unguided. These Islander bullet head rigs with a ballyhoo are some of our favorite things to troll in a spread anywhere, hands down. We'll usually rig up 36 to 48 of these on a typical Gulfstream run out of Savannah. They're cheap, they're easy to make, and a lot of stuff in the ocean likes to bite them. Mahi Mahi are the main fish that we target with them, but we've also caught wahoo, tuna, kingfish, and even amberjack on them. It's just an overall good thing to run in your spread. So let's jump right in and make one. Okay guys, this is everything you're gonna need to make one of these rigs. This is a 100-pound monofilament. This is number 7 wire. I think it's 74-pound test. And any kind of streamer you want to put on it. We like the bullet head Islanders to use on these in blue and white, pink and white, green and white, any kind of color like that. Red and black also works very well for us. You're going to need your ballyhoo to rig it up, and you're also going to need a 7/0 J hook as well as a bait spring and your crimps. These are 1mm crimps for this type of line. It's very important that you get the right size crimp for the line you're using because you want it to be tight. You don't want to use a crimp that's the wrong size and think, oh, you know, that's gonna be fine, and you lose a fish because of it, so don't do that. Okay, so the first thing you wanna do is take your crimp. We gotta get our hook on there to start with. We're gonna run it through one end of the crimp. Put your 7/0 J hook on there and then run it back through the other way. Sometimes you'll have to twist it to get it to slide all the way through. If you're using the right size crimp, it should be a fairly tight squeeze to get it through there. So now we'll cinch it down to about like this. And this is where your wire is going to come in. This wire is going to be essential for holding that bait on there. We're going to cut us a piece about 2.5, maybe 2 inches long, just like this. And then we're going to put a bend in it. And you're going to have a bend just like that. So that is what is going to help hold the ballyhoo on there when we get to that. You can take the wire and slide it in between the 2 pieces of mono that are through this crimp, just like that right there. So that's what you want. You've got your hook and you've got your piece of wire pointed straight up. This is ready to crimp. So now you're going to bring in your crimp tool. Use the right size for 1mm. Crimp it once on one side and line it up and crimp it again. Okay. So now we have a crimped line. Ooh. That line is tight, and it also has the wire that's going to hold the fish. All right, so now that that's done, you're going to go find your other end of your line. You're going to slide your bait spring on. That's going to lock that ballyhoo in place. Okay, so that's what you have right there. J-hook, wire, and spring ready to go. At this point, you use whatever streamer or what. You don't have to, and you don't, a thing guys, you don't have to put a streamer on there. You can just troll these ballyhoo if you have them rigged right, and they'll bite them, you know. This just gives it a little something extra to make it a little more enticing. So here, and now we've got our streamer, bait spring, hook, and wire. All right, now the only thing left to do is come to the other end of your wire, or come to the other end of your monofilament, and we've got to put a loop in this so we can clip it right onto our line. I mean, it's a common knowledge to most people fishing, but using a swivel with a clip on the end of all of your lines make it easier to switch your rigs in and out. You just clip one off, clip another one on. Easy as that. So anyway, we're going to work that through. You just need a loop about like so, something that you can clip into. And we're going to go ahead and crimp that guy down. Okay, so now We've got our rig, we've got our line, that one's ready to go. Then the last thing you're gonna do before this is ready to fish, when you rig them, you have these made, get your ballyhoo. This one has already been pooped. What you want to do is squeeze all the intestines and poop and stuff like that out of their guts right here, just to make it where it'll flex a little bit more. You also want to use, what I use, a broken arrow, but you can use anything to puncture those eyes out and it'll also roll a little better. Another technique is to break the backbone in a couple areas. Basically, guys, the goal, you want that thing to swim in the water just like that. If it's just dragging or if it's pinwheeling all about, it's not gonna attract fish. So you want this thing to look as alive as possible. So now that we have this, what we're gonna do is pry open his gill plate right about there, and you wanna slide that hook as far as you can down his belly. You don't want it sticking out the side, you don't want it sticking off the other side or out the top. You need that thing to go straight in and stick right out of his belly. That'll help him swim in the water. So you're pressing it down and you're coming straight out of the belly, just like that. And you'll keep pushing. And now I have my hook situated right there in his belly. This is where the wire comes in. The wire is gonna go straight through his bill. These ballyhoo, when you first get them, they'll have a longer bill. Many people obviously know that, but you'll snap that off. Now that you have that wire going through right here, through the bottom of his bill and out the top of his bill, that's when the bait spring comes in. Now the bait spring, all you do is pull the end of it and screw it right onto that wire. I've made this wire just a little bit too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim that a little bit just like that. So there you go, there you have it. That's a rigged ballyhoo. On it, you want that hook right out the bottom of his belly, just like that, so he swims in the water. So when you're trolling behind your boat, at whatever depth, that's what's gonna be dragging through the water, just like that. And they'll come in and hit that. So that's basically how you do it right there. You wanna rig a bunch of these, have at least 12 to 24 of them, you know, minimum. If you're gonna make a trip and troll, go ahead and rig you a bunch of them because they'll get bit. And as soon as they do, just clip you another one on. So there you have it. That's our version of the Ballyhoo Islander rig. Keep them sharp, keep them clean, and it will work for you. Thank you guys for watching the video. Be sure to hammer that like button and subscribe if this is the kind of stuff you are into. Also, hit us up in the comments. Let us know what y'all are using, where y'all are catching, what y'all are catching. We'd love to hear from you guys. And maybe we can learn something from one another. So thank you for watching. I'm Mahi Mahi, and this is Unguided.